Hey guys! Hiya, we are live!
Hello.
Hiya!
Hello, hello.
Hiya! Okay, gonna introduce everybody. So, do you want to say hello and tell everybody who you are? Oh, hi! What is it? Zero X Kato? Okay, hi Kato! Okay. So today, we are gonna talk about LayerZero, and Zellic is here. So do you want to introduce yourself, Jazzy?
Oh yeah, hi. Hi, I'm Jazzy, and I'm the co-founder of Zellic. And yeah, like Zellic, we just do a lot of blockchain security. So I've been doing like computer security for my whole life, and we also do a lot of like blockchain audits, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, very cool. So we are just the Jet Set Ante. So yeah, kind of looking into LayerZero and seeing what the hell is it all about. So I think LayerZero, guys, I'm not sure whether it's coming, but I think we can discuss about stuff.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, does anyone know what LayerZero is about?
It's about connecting blockchains.
Yeah. But how though? Okay, so they say hello to LayerZero in Omnichain Interoperability Protocol. So you know like Bitcoin Ethereum is L1? You're trying to be below the L1, so it's LayerZero.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Nomad. So yeah, so before the LayerZero guys here, does anybody know like the beef earlier this year with Nomad?
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, LayerZero had a beef with Nomad.
Oh yes, I saw that on Twitter a bit.
Yeah. So I guess we can more or less explain what LayerZero is about and talk about trust assumptions. Oh, hi, Interest 171. GM, hi. What's up, man? Yeah, today we are talking about LayerZero. So, okay, maybe we go through like what LayerZero is about first. So let's see like their white paper. Oh, okay, very small. Okay, so yeah, so you have Bitcoin, Stellar, Dogecoin, and then you have LayerZero. So it's first trustless, the first trustless omnichain interoperability protocol. But what are the trust assumptions though? Okay. So basically, like LayerZero is some kind of message passing protocol. So if you want to send some message from one chain to the other, there's this messaging protocol that you can use. So it's kind of like this. There are two main protocols, like the relayer and the oracle. So I think the oracle is using Chainlink, but the relayer is using I think it's their own thing.
Yep. So like for the oracles, I think there are multiple providers, but Relayer is their own relayer.
Yeah. Makes sense. So basically, I want to say hello from chain A to chain B. I will use a relay to say hello, and then chain B be like, hello, receive. And that's basically what LayerZero does. But I think like the question that most people will be curious about is, what if you say hello, and the relay say, oh my god, fuck you, to chain B. So that's kind of like the trust assumption we want to understand. Can the relay say like, Haha, fuck you to chain B. So chain A be like, hello, nice message. Then Relay be like, no, not nice message. Fuck you to chain B. Yeah, so that's basically how you can do a rug with like a relaying architecture. So, yeah, let's basically we need to figure out like what is he about. So okay, there are all the BBB stuff over here, and it's what polygon, torch chain, polka dot, blah blah blah. So all of them are kind of dumping quite hard right now. So let's not care about them. Yeah. So I'm not sure how many people use LayerZero in practice. But I guess most people have touch with Stargate. Have you guys put money in Stargate?
Are you asking the chat if they've put money in Stargate?
Yeah. And also here. So got to chat. Oh yeah, wow. Interest is like it too. Hi. Oh wow, farming right now. Amazing. But you know how it works though? Oh, no money. Oh, so sad. Okay, let's figure out. Yeah, so they have some kind of valid delivery process. But, okay, so you know, like, you will basically commit the message on chain. And somehow the relayer will see, oh, I see the message. And then they will pass it over. So that's the ideal case. Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit complicated. But basically this whole complicated thing over here to say, to figure out how to say hello from chain A, and let chain B receiver say hi. So hi. So basically, like if you are sending a stablecoin transaction, so the high over here will be decrementing like your stablecoin balance, and chain B will be incrementing your stablecoin balance here. Yeah. So these are the message passing information, but this is kind of mediated by the chains, so you can change. Okay. Yeah, I think this is also not really updated, but it's kind of like the key idea for how LayerZero works. Okay. What should we explore now with LayerZero?
So Jazzy, what kind of things do you guys look at like first when you say like, or when you, what did you guys look at first when you guys first started like looking into
LayerZero?
LayerZero? Yeah.
I mean, one of our first strokes, LayerZero, was actually we looked at Stargate, not directly LayerZero. So our initial work was just like looking at the applications built on top of LayerZero. For that, I don't think you need to have a very in-depth understanding of LayerZero because the applications only use their like API, which is relatively simple. I think the introduction just has like, I think just have a couple interfaces for like different parts of their system. For example, LayerZero has an endpoint, and all you need to do is interact with the endpoint. So you just call the endpoint with a message sent. Actually, yeah, you can look at the guide there. Yeah. So all you do is you just call the endpoint send, and you can send messages over.
Yeah, it's very straightforward, right? So you can call send using these. Yeah, so it's really this message payload that you attach to your smart contract, it will be able to send to the next chain. But it's kind of like a black box, right? Like, how you know if like the relay are not gonna screw you over?
Well, to do that, so like they have two different parts. They have an oracle and a relayer. So the oracle and relayer needs to agree on the message. So the
Yeah.
oracle will send over the block headers, and the relayer sends the actual message, which is then verified against each other to make sure the message is correct.
Ah, I see, I see, I see. Ah. I guess LayerZero guy is not here. Let's see the beef. Let's see, yeah.
Someone's asking, how are they verified against each other?
Sorry?
Someone's asking, how are they verified against each other? We said the oracle and the relayer.
Well, and basically when I say when verified against each other is the fact that like both of them agree with the same message. So the relayer sends like, this is what I believe the message is. And the oracles also do it independently, and they're compared against each other that, hey, like, is the oracle saying the message is A? And so is the relayer. If they both agree the message is A, then it's executed. So they're just like compared to each other to make sure they're correct, to make sure they like match.
Right. And this is because the message is sent from the user to the relayer. And then how does the oracle get the message as well to check?
So there's just third-party oracles just listening on the blockchain, and I mean, for example, we have Chainlink, and Chainlink just listens for like any LayerZero send events, and they just get all the messages that are being sent from that endpoint, and they just pass them over to the other blockchain it's supposed to be sent to.
Okay.
Ah, LayerZero. So you guys also tweeted. Wow.
Well, that is actually my tweet,
Haha.
yes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, the beef.
So this was the fact that LayerZero has their own default relayer that they use, if you don't add any setting to your application, correct?
Yep. So like essentially the fact that like LayerZero has a default configuration where they just set their own real layer and their own oracle, or not their own oracle, like the default Chainlink oracle. And essentially the problem is that the issue was that LayerZero could change that default config if you were to trust it. So that was the main problem. That was what the whole like Twitter drama was about.
Ah. Wow, very enlightening, very enlightening.
So they could change it to I guess a malicious relayer, essentially, was what the beef was about.
I think so. It's been a while.
Been a while.
Ah.
A few months is a long time in crypto.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, makes a lot of sense. But isn't it kind of like the case for most cross-chain message passing solution? So I think like the other counter beef was like nomadic is also kind of vulnerable to the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I guess like the safer way is to use like atomic swaps, but there's always not enough liquidity.
I mean, also problem is right. Like if you want atomic swap between two separate chains, it's very hard to get atomic swaps working between two separate chains because you can't really verify chain A on chain B and vice versa. Right?
Yeah, I think you could do like the hash time not contract. That is kind of like the HLTC thing with like the
Oh,
Lightning Network.
I guess so. Yeah. You can probably do some kind of like hash time locks, but there's still
Yeah,
like hash time locks are just like still like it's dependent on like if the user is really monitoring their hash time lock to make sure the other person doesn't like steal the money at the last like 5 seconds.
yeah. It's
And,
just really
uh,
annoying to use.
yeah, hash time locks are now like a very user friendly solution.
Yeah, yeah. I guess like big kindness are like, ha, fuck UX, man.
Who cares about UX? I just
Yeah,
want my
yeah,
cross
yeah,
swaps.
yeah. Fuck UX, big kindness.
Uh,
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I think my LayerZero guy is not coming. Let me check. LayerZero stuff, so it's probably not joining. I guess we can talk more about maybe talk more about how Zellic goes about auditing LayerZero stuff.
Yeah, I can just talk about like a general audit process. And like our audits are just like essentially like very similar. Most of our work is just around making sure the code matches the specification. Because there's a lot of times, a lot of issues we find where like they want their program to do thing A, but it doesn't do it correctly. So like our process of auditing LayerZero was exactly the same. We just looked over their white paper, their specification, and made sure it did everything it's supposed to do, and there's nothing nefarious going on. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds great. So I think yeah, so actually LayerZero, if you look into their code examples, even their endpoints, where are the endpoint link? Okay, I think it's here. Yeah. So it's actually quite straightforward.
Yep.
It doesn't really do much. It literally sends a payload, receives the payload, and we try the payload, and then we can upgrade the send and receive version. And essentially the relay can be anyone, and he can basically call the receive payload and send payload.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically it's like just a message passing architecture. It doesn't do much. So the main part of the hazy beats are like the end user applications. So I guess the end user applications are like Stargate.
Yep. And user application is Target. So part of their whole thing, they also have like validation libraries. So like after the endpoint is then goes to like a validation library or like the proof library, which actually verifies the proof, and then the message is like officially executed.
Yeah. It's quite clever actually.
Yeah. Stargate has very bad SEO. It doesn't really show up unless you do Stargate Finance.
His name is used too much.
Yeah. It is so funny that even if you search like Stargate protocol, it's still something else shows up.
Wait.
No. No, I know Stargate GitHub, or like it previously used to did then. Because there was another crypto project called Stargate Protocol, and that would show up first on their GitHub at least.
Is
It's
it
pretty funny.
this?
Not this. This is like
I think it's the right one.
this is a LayerZero Stargate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Previously they had this thing. It's like
I see. I guess the other project just died. Like all the Web3 projects.
yeah.
Okay. So I think
So maybe we should go a little bit like what Stargate is and how it means as a built on top of LayerZero.
yeah. So I think we can go through a few things like how maybe Zellic went through Stargate and how Ante also helped kind of validate some trust assumption for Stargate.
All right.
Okay, cool. So where should we start?
We can start at what Stargate is. What does Stargate do?
Okay. So I guess there's some people in chat who escaped into Stargate, but let's talk more about it. So they call themselves composable omni-chain asset breach. But technically everything is composable, right?
Everything's composable if you try hard enough.
Yeah. It's like if it's, I think, So, solving the bridging trilemma. Wow. What is a
They have a white
trilemma about?
paper.
So three key problems. They rely on intermediate or web tokens. They can only support a small limited network of chains. They cannot be composed with smart contracts on the... Is it really a trilemma though?
Yeah, it's not really it's just three problems, I guess.
Yeah, it's like everybody with the three body problem and it's like everything is now in trees.
Crypto loves trees, what can we say?
Yeah. And like Italy is like, oh, trilemma. Everybody's like, oh, trilemma. Okay, cool. Let's just accept at face value. Oh wow, yeah. So they have some cool properties like, oh wow, since guaranteed finality and crushing composability, wow, and unified liquidity. Yeah, I guess like the real part about instant guaranteed finality is like, yeah, actually what happens if there's a fault?
What
Sorry,
happens
what
if there's a what? A fault?
Yeah, a fault in the chain. So, okay, suppose if you put
A
funds
fork.
at time t, and then like maybe like Bitcoin fuck into some weird like Bitcoin cash 2.0 or something.
Oh, I see. So if there's a fork,
Yeah, a fork.
I see. So I don't know exactly, but I think the transactions are only confirmed if there's like X amount of confirmations. So if there's like 5 confirmations, the chance of having a fork is super low. Hence, yeah, I think that's the best they have.
Yeah, also
Like,
one interesting scenario is what happens if there's a network partition. So for example, like on the intermediate chain, they call some RPC endpoint. But suppose due to some freak event, like the chain kind of split into some weird ass partition. So I guess would be kind of the longest partition would be like the main one.
yep,
But suppose
yep.
in the event like there's like a Carrington event. Does anyone know what's a Carrington event? Yeah,
I think it's best to explain it to people, as we do have
yeah.
probably people who don't know.
So basically, like you have an epic solar storm, and all your power grid goes GG. Bye, guys.
Okay.
So yeah. So during the period of time, there'll be some restoration. So, oh, interesting. You have some geometric graph. Okay. So suppose like like you're living in some place. In
Yeah.
some place, like basically the whole world got affected by some geomagnetic radiation event. So
All right.
basically, like this part cannot talk to this part. So you have two chains that might have been evolving independently for a while.
Okay. I think at that point it would really just depend on what chain you trust, because like I don't think anything really would handle this kind of scenario very well. At least like especially with bridging, right? You can only hold off up to a certain point. If half your validators believe this chain is correct and other half believe the other chain is correct, then that is like a big problem.
Yeah. So really thinking about it, like blockchain is basically like everything is just a meme kind, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's like which chain has the best memes, and which bridge has the best memes, man.
We all love memes.
Yeah, I saw about the meme. So this at that stage is basically social consensus. Okay, cool. So basically, he's integrative finality, but shit hits the fan like his social consensus. Crushing comfortability. Yeah, I guess everything is crushing, but it's probably just EVM based.
It is just EVM. I think they also support Aptos now, which is interesting.
I see, I see. But who uses Aptos? Not on
Uh,
Stargate.
oh, not in Stargate. Oh wait, I think that was separate LayerZero bridge, not the Stargate bridge then,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they have a Aptos bridge as well. It may not be Stargate though.
Huh. But does anyone actually use Aptos right now?
Let's look at the DeFi Llama TVL.
Haha.
Do they even have Aptos here?
No.
I swear they did. They used to have Aptos.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
do. Oh, TVL is up.
Oh, yeah, interesting. It's like,
What's the project on Aptos that has TVL? Does it now list like projects? Oh yeah.
I think it's probably Aptos swap.
It's Pancake Swap.
Huh?
It's Pancake Swap. Aptos Swap is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, what the hell? Oh my god, he's like $40,000?
So much money.
Mosquito financing is zero. Oh
What
my,
is Mosquito's finance?
I don't know, but it's zero.
That's down bad. What happened?
I think it's a rock pool. Sucker, the token is literally called sucker. Oh my god.
Of course. Of course, it's called Sucker. It's Mosquito. Let's go on their site. What do they have?
Yeah,
Oh,
probably a rock pool.
yeah.
Haha, they rock. Ah, classic. Wow,
Perfect.
wow, they deleted everything. Amazing. Haha, and they call you sucker somehow. Okay, cool. So I guess it's tsunami?
Yeah, Tsunami is like burps-ish. Yeah.
So you have 4 million trading volume divided by 3,000 users and 400k TVL. There's no liquidity beyond like $10 or something.
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably like maybe a max trade is like $100. Like, you know the anime meme? Yeah, this one.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all hope.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Walk at me,
Right.
guys. Walk at me.
Yeah, back to Stargate.
Okay, okay. So apparently, Pancake Swap is live on Aptos. That is
Yeah, Panic,
surprising. I'm actually
so
surprised.
Panic Stop has been in Aptos since day one, I think.
Wow. Very aggressive team. Okay, cool. So, what else is there to talk about? Stargate.
Yeah, I think the Stargate's like the main thing is right. There's no like intermediary tokens. Like if you bridge USDC from A to B, you will get USDC. There's no like any tokens or like any like intermediary tokens, which I think is like pretty cool.
Very cool, very cool. So this is like the pseudocode for their swap mechanism.
Yeah, that's pseudocode for like their accounting, because like if you send, they don't want to use intermediary token, right? So they have to account how many tokens are on chain B, and they need to only allow swaps if the chain B has liquidity. So they do like fancy delta accounting for that.
Very cool, very cool. So I guess the interesting part is then like how the contract works. So they have some router contract, some pull contract, and
The
some
bridge router, yeah.
switch. Okay, router is. Can I make this bigger? Hi. Okay, I think this is better for people. It's basically like a Uniswap.
Yeah, it just routes you to like the specific pool. It's just like a general router.
Okay, cool. Do you guys audit this?
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. We ordered this like last year, February or March.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, the bridge calls into router. The router calls into pools. It's like multiple layers of abstraction.
So this is like the LayerZero send call.
Let's see. What is the dot call? I don't think, is it LayerZero send? Control F for call.
Yeah. It is.
Yep, that is how LayerZero send call. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the whole thing for Stargate is kind of predicated on the security of this.
Yep.
Without ownership. So weird.
Someone's asking, so this uses LayerZero to send that message, basically like that we're transferring some or bridging some tokens to another chain.
Yep. So it just sends a message saying I'm locking X tokens on like this side, so unlock them on the other side. So like it basically acts as a bridge. So user wants to send like 100 USDC from A to B. They send 100 USDC to the bridge. Bridge locks them, and then you get 100 USDC on chain B.
Yeah.
And it does require like both chains to, well, the other chain B to have the 100
Yep.
USDC too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so if like chain B has no money, like it will
Chain
still.
if Yeah, no, if the chain B has no money, the message will not go through at the start, like at the source chain itself, because it keeps
Oh.
an account of like how much money each chain has.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So I think the send function should revert.
Send not even the send. So like basically the function that calls this call function, like this whole flow happens from the pool level. So the pool keeps a track. So the pool will revert, which means you will never end up reaching this call in the first place.
Is that something specifically just for Stargate does? Because because Stargate keeps track of the pool and just uses like lasers only for the messaging.
Yep. Yes, the Stargate keeps track of the pools and balances on all the chains, and then it's just using LayerZero for the messages.
And then what if the chain B runs out of tokens before the source chain accounting updates?
The source chain accounting is very conservative, so that should not happen. So like basically it has earmarked tokens per source chain. So if there's 4 chains connected, it has like earmarked funds per like chain. So if the tokens that you're allowed to spend are run over, you'll have the balance run over on source chain itself. Which means the accounting will just not let you send more tokens than the destination chain has that's earmarked for your chain.
So like it's tracked as well on the source chain then basically, or like it's what is it? Like it requires tokens being held on the source chain as well.
Uh, uh, wait, wait. I mean, what do you mean? I mean, so like so like the flow, I can explain the whole thing from end to scratch. So like you call like Stargate, I want to send 100 USDC to chain B. You lock the tokens on source chain. It goes to the pool. The pool has the accounting, and the pool has balances of destination chain, and the pool essentially keep tracks of how much destination chain funds that this chain is allowed to spend, that are earmarked for like the source chain. So once you send 100 USDC, it can check if it has 100 USDC on destination chain, then it's allowed to spend. If you have, the message goes through, and then you call LayerZero send. If you don't have enough funds, then if this destination chain wouldn't have enough funds that the source chain accounting says, then the message just doesn't go through, and then it just reverts on the source chain itself.
Okay. I think though I was wondering if if there were like say many calls, like they won't like I guess mess up the accounting in any way that like if there's like 3 users that all want to send 100 USDC, but the destination chain only has like 100, and then like it updates one, but this if they all get called, whether not something where like it get or is it like these are always in order even if they're like sent on the same block?
No, message is like all of ordered. So like, I mean, because the transaction is still like executed one after each other, right? So like the first person that wants to send it, the first transaction that gets executed will go through, and then it'll just update the state saying, yeah, we don't have more USDC and destination chain. So the next two will just not go through.
Okay, and the update happens on that send, so that's why it won't get like have any delay.
Yep. Updates are atomic. There is a lot of callbacks and a lot of like circular logic.
Yeah. So the whole thing then relies on the callback from LayerZero. Yeah, it's quite a lot of essentially hello and bye logic everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's sort of safe. So I guess it's like this delta parameter that we have to hold. So it's kind of safe.
Yeah. I mean, delta parameter is like essentially like what's the distribution of like funds for like each chain you're connected to, or something around that. I think
I see.
it's somewhere in the white paper.
Yeah. Okay.
And then is there any kind of check like if the message like I guess fails to send, or if the oracle and relayer don't agree on the message or anything like that, that there's like a fallback, or does like the Stargate just doesn't send the error, the transaction will revert?
I mean, so normally the transaction should never revert based on how Stargate is designed. So like if the transaction is sent from the source chain, it should always be delivered on the destination chain. So I don't think there's like a direct fallback there.
Yeah, I think so. So it's complicated over here.
Yeah, so like this function is just like earmarking all the funds per chain. So they're like, we have like X liquidity, chain A is allowed to spend this much, chain B is allowed to spend this much, chain C is allowed to spend this much.
Yeah, so I guess if there's any accounting bugs, there's always VC money to kind of like backstop.
Oh, absolutely, all the time.
Yeah, it's how like, is it like the wormhole shit?
I mean, to be fair, Wormhole got the money back recently. Did you see Wormhole hacked the hacker?
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Wormhole hacked the hacker. Yeah, so like basically the attacker put the money in Oasis, and then Wormhole got a court order from like some British court to take over the multisig for Oasis, and then they changed the implementation and took all the money back.
Oh, wow. Big brain, very big brain.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, so every chain keeps on counting of every other chain for Stargate, basically?
Yes.
That way you can send to like any of them.
Yep.
And what happens when they add a new chain then? Has to update every single one, or?
Wait, sorry, when they change what?
If they add like a new chain to Stargate, would they have to then update as well every single
yeah.
protocols and all the other chains?
Yes, if they add a new chain and it's connected to all the previous chains, then they will need to add a new chain ID and accounting to all the previous chains. Yeah.
And that's all done through LayerZero then, right?
All of the messaging that updates the accounting is done through LayerZero's messages. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's with like the. Yeah, so there's like a decode payload. So I think this is then sent by the router.
Yep, they send to the router, which is sent to the router by the endpoint, which just like transfers like, hey, I'm sending X much money over. Here's the payload for like how much money we're sending, and it just does the stuff at the pool level.
And then they basically, essentially have this virtual credit object, and they put for the pool, and then people get the money.
Yep.
Okay, very cool, very cool. I guess so far there's no hacks, so it's kind of safe.
Yeah, we
What kind of things do we do as in terms of like, yeah?
Sorry?
So what I was saying, like, so what kind of things would like an anti-test be able to say check or guarantee on for Stargate? We previously had written some for just their pool TVLs.
Yeah.
But was wondering if maybe there's other parts of the protocol could like write a test for and guarantee besides just like, rug pool pulled checking.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that's a very interesting question. I feel like 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 a very interesting test would just well like hmm I think we would need to have like anti-go cross-chain for it, but like a test which just checks the solvency of the system would be very cool. Which just checks how many credits are on each chain and it's like all the LP like all the LP tokens redeemable on all chains.
But then
But then you need to like send messages to like all the chains and then get the responses back and then add them up and see if the LP is like adding up correctly.
yeah, but then how do you audit the oracle?
Well, you trust Oracle rigs.
I mean, we do have some tests like that, right? Like the peg test is like, you have to both trust the oracle and, that the price that it's giving is correct after all.
Wait, how does that work? What is the source of truth there?
Basically it's like there's like a USDC like peg test. Make sure it's like between 95 cents and $1.05,
Okay,
and it calls the oracle to get a price from the oracle. So it
okay.
also still, it's either both. You could say it's testing the oracle, it's just testing USDC, or or testing both really.
No, no, but like, how do you get the price of USDC? Only from the Oracle, right? Where else is the source
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that? So like
Hmm?
so like we're still trusting the Oracle to give out the right
Yeah, yeah,
price.
yeah. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, we still have to trust that oracle, or it's either that, or if we don't trust it and the oracle's wrong price, it also fails just because the oracle was like not trustworthy.
Yeah.
And thanks for the follow. Huh.
So the bear goes anti multi chain LayerZero LP test. How would that work then? Then we like, once you say if we was able to get the messaging cross chain, and then you'd want to add up and make sure that they're like, how we want to check that they're redeemable, or
Well, not really, but like essentially like Stargate, like total Stargate holds enough USDC that it can redeem all the LP tokens. So like
okay.
because the thing with Stargate is that you can have LP on like source chain, but your LP could be on the destination chain. So like you can't really just check one chain and see if all the LP tokens on that chain will redeem all the USDC on that chain because the USDC could be like spread around. So you need to add up all the USDC balances and then add up all the LP balances and make sure they sum up to like a similar number. But it would be very hard to write because the problem there is what if the balances changed while we are getting the responses back from all the chains?
Yep, yep.
And that would like ruin a lot of counting.
What is going on in Phantom right now?
What's up?
I don't know.
What's
Like,
going on in Phantom?
yeah, like finance was like, haha.
Oh yeah, like didn't the multi-chain thing happen where the multi-chains like team got arrested and then all the funds are
Wow.
locked?
Huh.
And so like Phantom's main bridge was multi-chain and it's kind of not working anymore.
Ah. Yeah, someone is gonna head on to a study.
So you have to use Stargate to move assets to Phantom now.
There's probably other bridges as well, but like multi-chain just had a lot of like recent issues, which is like what the problem with Stargate was. I think it's still
I
up. They
see.
just have issues with like private keys or like someone getting arrested.
Yeah, it's a pretty big problem.
Wait, no, is this? I think this is the wrong multi-chain. Is this the bridge? Is this? I don't think this is a bridge. This is some other multi-chain.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the next one is the multi-chain. Yeah.
Ah.
Multiverse, just like metaverse, but
Multiverse?
multi.
Huh.
Metaverse, but multi.
Too many metaverse places right now.
Yeah.
Someone needs to make a metaverse bridge.
Yeah, someone suggests like maybe ask the people to go and take some like THC.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, how? Wait, so? Wait a minute, so, oh yeah, so what was the beef again?
Beef for multi-chain. Multi-chain. I don't think they had any beef. It's just like their team got arrested in China.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute, so who owns the bridge? Like, for example, you know, in Stargate, like
Who
the,
owns Target?
no, like something like the LayerZero bridge. Like, like if you find the owner,
Yeah,
he's basically,
I think that would be the. It would be a multi-sig probably, or the. It's it's the LayerZero multi-sig. I think.
yeah, it's a safe.
Yeah, it's a LayerZero multi-sig.
Yeah, so if all the founders got arrested and they don't properly hide the wallet in their ass, like the police can find it.
It's a safe.io now, I think. Never mind, that is the wrong safe.
Just Google Gnosis Safe, you'll find it.
It's safe.global. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, this looks also. Okay. Are we sure this is the right one?
Should be. Yeah. So it's like 5 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 out of 5 guys. So basically you need to arrest 2 of these guys. And you can kind of change the config.
Yep.
That's not a very strong guarantee, man.
Yeah. I mean, so I think you can change the default config, but if application uses like a custom config, you can't change that.
And that's where like an application would deploy their own like custom relayer or something like that.
That's
Or
an application.
relayer or code
Yeah.
combination.
I mean, not even that. So like, there's 2 ways to point to like the so like if you just like if you freeze it to the current config, you can point to like a pointer to current config, or you can directly point to the current default config. So if you point to just like the LayerZero, like for example, a Chainlink Oracle, then no one can change that unless your application allows that. But what LayerZero can do with the multisig is they can change what the default points to. But if you just directly point to like I trust the Chainlink Oracle and this one relayer, then you can just bypass the default config directly.
Yeah, default's only like if they set it up as default though, right? Like
Yep.
you know, other people setting it up, they set it up from their own thing. It will just never even use default.
Yep.
Yeah. So, to kind of mitigate this, don't use default.
Yeah.
Seems to be that's what you know. So it was like talked about as well on Twitter, right? It's just like don't use default if you're really an application that wants to be very, you know,
Yeah.
I guess secure over everything.
Ah, interesting, interesting. So yes, ah, yeah, I guess any cars are scope. But I think I'd be curious to also understand how the bridge works. And to get their support from a team. Haha, team is arrested, bro.
Haha, dev support from the jail.
As long as you have internet access.
As long as you're Telegram, you can respond to me. You can call from jail. I don't know about China though.
Was that an Arrested Development?
Oh, I just watched Arrested Development last week. It was so good.
Which the first seasons
Yeah.
or the like future ones on Netflix?
Wait, there's future ones?
It was like the first, I think, 3 seasons, just regularly, and then later on, like Netflix rebooted them for like seasons 4 and 5. But I think people say it's not as good. The first 3 are great.
Oh man, I don't watch Netflix. Like 53 times in that drama.
That's true.
It's like new shit happening every day, man.
It is very entertaining, I would say.
Yeah. Like stay for the memes, not for the coins, man. My other coins going to 0.
Yeah, which coins are you holding?
I am not exposed right now. I think market gonna dump.
No.
We have a question that's where's the easiest place to check what LayerZero config an app is using?
What's the easiest place to check and config? That's I don't think there's like a very good way to do that. You can go to the LayerZero's you can go to the endpoint Etherscan contract and just look up the config in the Etherscan's like view functions.
Yeah. It's kind of this.
Yeah, go to read contract. There should be like get sent library, not that, scroll up. Yeah.
It's already done, right?
Config.
UA config.
Yeah. There's get config right up. Scroll up a bit. Wait, no, not that. No, it's. I guess this might be it. There's a bunch of this.
I think on Twitter he used the UA config lookup at the bottom.
Yeah, we can use that as well.
So yeah, you just get the user application and then
Yeah, you can just put the address there, then it'll give you the UA config. So for Stargate, it would be the Stargate router, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, router or the bridge, one of those.
No.
That's probably the bridge then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this one. Oh, what is this? Ultralight node.
Yep.
I see. So this is the not handling on the thing.
Yeah, so the endpoint calls into Ultralight node to validate the transaction proof.
Makes sense. Oh yeah, it's actually quite tricky to find this thing too. Yeah, makes sense. Oh yeah, I have some question myself. Yeah, what's the longest a message will take to be delivered across chains? I think it takes a very long time.
Yeah, it depends on like how many confirmations you want. So if you want only like, I don't know, 2 confirmations, that would be faster than 10 confirmations.
Yeah, I guess also one issue was like, I was using LayerZero with, like the testnet, and it took like a few hours because, the what's that, the testnet, yeah, quality was like congested. So it took like a couple of hours.
Oh, that's a lot of time.
Yeah. But it's testnet, so they don't care.
Yeah. Oh, it's test. I mean, testnet ETH has value now.
Yeah, because of them.
it it still has value.
Yeah, holy shit, man. Okay, so
Maybe you can write. Maybe you can write an anti-test speculating on the minimum value of Gorilla ETH.
oh yeah, cool idea.
Maximum liquidity. Liquidity does not plunge on Gorilla ETH. Gorilla ETH needs to be very liquid.
Yeah, good idea, man. Because Golly Eve has some like some value for some reason. Other people can just turn it off. Like like you can like literally turn off the Golly testnet.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, next question. So LayerZero is the messaging system, whereas Stargate is an accounting system. I guess so. Yeah, so LayerZero just basically have like the relay numerical, so it sends message to an applications. So Stargate will be calling like all the LayerZero functions to then transfer message to the other chain, which some node would then call, and then you get your money back. So yeah, it's right. So LayerZero just allow you to say hi guys, and then on chain B they say okay, hello to you too. Yeah, so it's a messaging system, and then like the two application on chain A and chain B will be like, he say hello. He see the booty call. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wow. 1 hour went by very fast. It's now. Any last question, guys? Oh, hello, Interest. Hi.
So I guess the main thing is, at least in terms of anti-tests, like if there was some way to do cross-chain without having it get affected by people using it, yeah, so little tough at the moment.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that maybe we can explore for it, or like any other?
Let's see. Yeah, and I remember brainstorming it a while ago as well. There isn't like a very like good way to get cross-chain data with cross-chain data that's synchronized to each other because
Mm-hmm.
the latency can cause a lot of desynchronizations.
But then how? Okay, so how does Stargate itself keep its like or I guess just because they are the ones that do the transactions that they update each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, I mean, basically, how Stargate keeps is like Stargate just does as internal accounting, so they just keep track of each other internally. So, like, because they're the ones doing transaction, they can update the state atomically internally.
And then how do they update for all? Is it because they use LayerZero that the message gets sent, or like their update message? Because they are
Yeah,
on like 7 chains, it gets
I
sent
mean,
to all of them.
it's not an update message. So, like, how it does is like, so like each chain has X amount of credits it gives to all the other chains. So, like, chain
Okay.
A, let's say chain A has 100 USDC. it'll give chain 1 to 5 each 20 USDC worth of credits. And then whenever chain 1 to 5 tries to swap to our current chain, it will use up that credits. And when their credits run to zero, their credits are like kept account locally. So when their credits run to zero, then they can't swap anymore. So like essentially once you get a money in a chain, it just distributes how much money each of its connected chains is allowed to spend of that money it has.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah, it's basically like an intermediate token.
Well, it's intermediate token, but it's not like a token. It's just like intermediate accounting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, technically, if you think everything on chain is literally accounting.
Everything is just numbers up or
Yeah,
down.
it's whether you give it a ERC20 interface or not. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then in terms of like LayerZero's default, like we could check that, but they could also LayerZero just updates it too as they update the relayer, right? So that check might not be the most. I mean, you could check if they changes it, but that's about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Too bad
But that
LayerZero
doesn't
isn't
mean
here.
that it's like something wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, too bad LayerZero guy isn't here. We can ask him, are you gonna get arrested anytime soon?
We should
Uh,
check their multi-sig instead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but they're not here, so we don't know whether they're gonna get arrested. So, yeah, I guess we can take it that they don't get arrested. Like the any swap guys.
yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
hope.
that could be an end test. Stargate multi-sig owners don't get arrested.
It's hard to check on chain though, with our current implementation.
Huh, can you have
Well,
Oracle?
you just need to Oracle. Yeah,
Yeah, Oracle to say,
is
multi-sig owners
arrested.
is not arrested.
Is arrested Oracle.
Yeah, yeah.
Enter the address of the person you're checking.
So is
Yeah.
arrested interface. So like for the any swap thing, like it could be like is arrested or is not arrested. Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, thanks for your time, guys. I think it's like almost an hour. Do you want to end the stream? Is there any other questions left?
I don't see any in the chats.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, shan't take too much of everybody's time. Yeah, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Jazzy. You want to plug Zellic, a little bit?
Yeah. Well, happy to plug Zellic. We do blockchain security. So if you guys need any blockchain security, happy to help.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very amazing, very amazing. Yeah, so LayerZero guy is not here, but essentially we were talking about protocol for the past 1 hour. So yeah, if you need to push anything, you can use Stargate.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna end the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.